Hello, how are you? Everybody here? Rock and roll. I should put my change my banner or my thingy. Let's see. I'm gonna do it that one or that one or that one. That one. Let's do that one for tonight. So, how's it going, everybody? Just having a little Thursday stream with our favorite bands, and I promised everybody I would reveal my guilty pleasures, and that is my secret longing for goofy music, and we all have our guilty pleasures. So I don't know, maybe you guys are going to think this is pretty mainstream or it's not that guilty, but most people know me as a rock and roll guy, right? They like me heavy metal, Ginger, Megadeth, Anthrax, Hot Chocolate. Hey, look, Hot Chocolate, man. That's from scratch, by the way. Hot cocoa, whatever. Anyways, yeah, so, and of course I've got my favorite band shirt on, Led Zeppelin. So we're ready to go. And let's see, we have in the chat, well, who knows good show. We got the expert, and who else? We got the expert. What else do we need? And Purple Ivy and Lily and Zena. Good to see you. No sidecar, Lily. Well, nobody's been buying me sidecars lately, and frankly, I only drink on stream or generally, occasionally. Actually, I've got a new concoction, and I might try it out sometime next time. And that is, I might try, I've got a chocolate martini recipe that I'm going to try out. Maybe some stream here coming up soon, the next one I do. I don't really have any ideas for after this one. So I don't know when I'm going to stream next after this. I always say that, but I've been streaming a lot the last week or so. Hey, buying a book, thank you. I'd rather you buy a book, and I will okay, so let's talk. First things first, we got to get a commercial in before we start our stuff. We got to get people to pile in too, right? Not everybody's here. Purple Ivy, good to see you. Otto. So, yeah, Zeppelin's awesome, aren't they? I like the demon too. AJ, good to see you. Yes, the first things first. I'm going to see if I can keep from getting copyright struck, because I have got a lot of music queued up for y'all. And see there, yellow, orange, red has the spoiler, but I'm going to jump ahead and we will go ahead and look here. I want to show you something. See this? Shop. Death Penalty Desires. What? No more hardcovers, only pre-ordered as soft covers. Yellow, orange, red probably got the first soft cover. So this is pre-order is now soft cover. It's $17. And there it is right there. So I'll get this out as soon as I possibly can. It's probably going to be 2 weeks. So check out. There's my here's my back cover. Thank you, Lily. I'll write that down. I'll make sure to keep a note. $5 from Lily for sidecar of the future. Look at this. Is this cool? Very Miami Vice. My buddy Grok did this cover design. A double murder, an epic trial, an ordeal, a love story. Enter if you dare. Explore a woman's desire for submission as she stands accused of being the infamous sex toy killer. A double homicide takes the nation by storm. All clues point to Amanda Smallwood. Soon a vortex of passion, lust, and murder consumes her. The lonely housewife must journey through a personal hell to understand her innermost fantasies. She can find the man who protects her while making her dream, or can she find the man who protects her while making her dreams come true? Suspects are many and the law is real. Enter, if you dare, into the world of Death Penalty Desires. And then there's the cover. Look at that. Is that great? See, there's the full spread. My buddy Grok knows how to do it. Look at that. That's great, isn't it? I think it's so cool. Look at this. Come on. Is that a great cover or what? And you can get it now. So pre-order it now. And I may do something special with the first run of soft covers. I don't know. I'm still considering it. Depends how many sign up. Yeah, yellow, orange, red. Send me an email on my contact page. We'll talk. if you want a cover like that, if you write a book, and I know Yellow, Orange, Red, you're a writer, Grok is great. He's if you look in the cover, he's my cover designer. Go to 99 Designs and he does those. All right, so yeah, so it's now available for pre-order at exclusively on stevegosdy.com, and I will get them out ASAP, but it's everything is full speed ahead with me. So we're talking about musical guilty pleasures, right? Musical guilty pleasures. So I'm a metal guy, you know that. There's mainstream hard rock. There's some obscure stuff like electronic music that I like. I like classical. I like jazz. You've seen that. Hey, Tia. Good welcome. We're just getting started with the music stuff. Softcover books are now available for pre-order. So no more hardcovers. If you didn't get the hardcover, you missed out. So the ones that did got right under the wire. So thank you for doing that. They're already to the printer. I already sent it out, all the files. There's gonna be a singular. What they do is they send me a proof copy. I review it just to make sure it's exactly the way I want it. Once I give it the thumbs up, they get them all done. It's a lot longer to get a hardcover done than a softcover, but I love having hardcovers. And I got the top. You guys are gonna love it. You're not gonna see books like this. You don't see them in the store because I got the top quality paper. I've got beautiful silk 100-pound paper. I picked a really beautiful font. I put it at 13 points, so it's larger type than you're going to be used to. So it's going to be 380 some pages, I think 83, 88 or something like that. So it'll be really nice. Porcelain Thunder. Cheers. We're having hot chocolate tonight. Now, as we go through this, I'm going to try to intersperse this with some musical vignettes to give you a little flavor that if you want to try out these musical guilty pleasures for yourself, you can go and look up the ones that I've pointed to. Yeah, thank you, Lily. I really love books, and I love quality books and having ones. And I still have 3 prepare hardcovers left. And the quality, the paper, I just get the top of the line I can get. Now, once I get into production, it'll be, but mainly because I like if I'm creating a book, I want it to be like the best thing I can possibly do, right? So once we get rolling, then we'll go. So my first choice, and I already revealed this one, which is the Bee Gees. Now, some people will say, well, the Bee Gees, that's not really Purple Ivy. You're my kind of person. Are you a female or a male? Because my wife was a show tunes kind of girl. And then I got her into metal, and she's never gone back. Tia's the pop princess. So Bee Gees are disco era. Now, when I was growing up, disco sucks, and Bee Gees were the most guilty of all. But this album, this was probably the first I really owned was the Bee Gees' greatest hits. And Bee Gees are great. The songwriting is strong. Once the voices are high, and once you get over the fact that when I was a kid, it's like they're gay. They're not gay, but they have high voices. So I love disco too. But disco, there's a lot of disco in my guilty pleasures list because most people wouldn't think that I like disco with all my heavy metal stuff. But that one I already kind of revealed. That was the teaser one, right? So you kind of knew that. Next one. This is a little bit, I'm kind of going in an era zone, although there's a couple that are out of order. But the next one I'm going to go is Frank Sinatra. Now, Frank Sinatra, and I love this. There are selections from the Reprise collection. I like especially 1960s Sinatra, the Rat Pack, right? I love the Rat Pack. And I mean, look at the songs on here. You've got The Way You Look Tonight. It was a very good year. Oh, that's great. I love that one. Love and Marriage. Fly me to the moon, right? That's life. That's great. The best is yet to come. That's great. The summer wind, strangers in the night, exchanging glances, lovers at first sight. And then here's My Way. Of course, you got to love that. And New York, New York. This is a great album. This is top-notch stuff. You got to salute the chairman of the board. Maybe it's not a guilty pleasure, but in the world of hard rock and this sort of thing, Sinatra, is he really the 60s Sinatra? I loved 60s Sinatra. And I have probably 25 albums by Frank Sinatra on CD. Ah, hot chocolate. My wife made me this. Isn't that great? Okay, now the next one has got a video accompaniment. And this one is, this is kind of an interview. Oh, who was it? Oh, here it is. Yellow, Orange, Red says you can't stand falsetto. Well, how about Frankie Valli? You know Frankie Valli? Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. I was kind of wondering which CD to get, but this is the most guilty, I'd say, of the CDs. So I pulled this one. But we have a little, I'll have a little presentation. I can show you this. I got a mosquito or something coming around here. You see him? See that mosquito? There he is. Missed him. So Frankie Valli's great. The Four Seasons great. People forget about this band. But let's just do a little present. Let's do a little vignette. And just so you can see, this is one of my favorite songs. It was probably one of the last hits they had. But just to give you a little flavor, if you're not familiar with Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons, Frankie Valli is the high voice that comes in, and this is the Four Seasons, right? This is a song called December 63, Oh What a Night, right? Line. Hear that bass line? Doom, doom, doom. This is a great band. They were considered on par with the Beatles at the time when they were first coming out. And there was actually some Beatles versus the Four Seasons stuff, but obviously the Beatles took over. But let's not forget about the Four Seasons. Okay, now listen to Frankie Valli come in here with his great voice. Right or what? I wonder when I'm going to get my a copyright strike. I don't know. That's a good question. But so there's Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. Oh, what a night, 1963. So you can see, I don't want to get a copyright strike, so I'm not trying to do that. But we're gonna test the limits here. I don't know what the seconds have to be to cut off. So, all right, I've not seen Jersey Boys. No, I have not. Yeah, my collection is pretty amazing. I'm actually running out of shelf space. I still buy everything on CD and DVD because I don't like Spotify or any of those services that say, like, what do I own? They can cut me off at any time, and then I got nothing. I've got everything downloaded onto my tablet, which is, but everybody laughs at my big clunky tablet. But all my collection is downloaded onto that, and it's all mine, and I own it, and nobody can take it from me. Damn it! And I just ordered the latest. I ordered 2 new CDs, which was, one is Ginger Live in Los Angeles, was just released today, and so I'm looking forward to that. It's a live DVD concert and CD set. Just bought that. Bought that today, and then yesterday or the day before, it was Black Country Communion is going to come out with a new record. So I pre-ordered that. Okay, so let's see the next one. Here's another one that's guilty pleasures. And you may lose respect for me for liking these bands, but I have a very open mind. I am an open-minded guy. So, it's interesting because I am also, if you'll read Death Penalty Desires, I didn't realize what a dominant personality I have, but I have definitely a dominant personality. The more I wrote it, I'm like, okay. But I'm also very open. That's another personality. And so I like a lot of stuff. And one of the things I really like is the Carpenters. I mean, the Carpenters, come on. The Carpenters. Hey, Karen Cole. Hey, I got a proposal for you. We're going to have a meeting, but I'd like to do on my next stream. I'd like to do it with Karen Cole. I had an interesting title that I'd like her input on. More of a faith discussion would be next. But today we're on musical guilty pleasures, and who doesn't love the Carpenters? The white bread of white bread bands, and of course everybody loves that she died of drugs and anorexia. But we've only just begun. I mean, come on, Top of the World, Ticket to Ride Superstar, Rainy Days and Mondays always get me down. Goodbye to Love, Yesterday Once More, Going to Take Some Time, Sing For All We Know, Hurting Each Other. That's a great one. They long to be close to you. Close to You, I love that. I always think about the song from Parenthood, the Steve Martin movie, when Rick Moranis is going to his wife, and it was like he sings this song. Great. So Carpenter's Guilty Pleasure, great band. Karen Carpenter, also a very good drummer. People don't know that. Beautiful voice. Yeah, beautiful woman. Okay. Here's another one that I'll bet you might have forgotten. This kind of goes into the disco guilt. Well, we're gonna dive into disco guilt here real soon. But this is an interesting one. Captain and Tennille. You remember Captain and Tennille? Maybe it's my childhood, but love will keep us together. Love that song. And actually, it's sad because Captain and Tennille got a divorce. So I guess it didn't keep them together after all. But Muskrat Love, right? You better shop around. That's some good stuff. So the Captain and Tennille, I'd put that in guilty pleasures. What do you think? You feel free to join in. You know, this is just Ghazi talking. I've got my picks. Now, the next one has a video associated with it. Hold on, let me get a little more. This hot chocolate is really good. Isn't this so much better than, I mean, is anybody really an undecided voter? Do you really need to go over and listen to somebody to listen to them talk about the State of the Union? Do you really have any questions here? Is there really any doubts? I mean, wouldn't you rather be here having fun, drinking hot cocoa and talking goofy music and seeing somebody humiliate themselves on stream with a goofy music list? Oh, boy, that's good. All right. Next one has a video associated. Although, again, another one that I wasn't sure which album to pick, but this one here has a particular cover, and everybody knows it. But I've got a video connected to another one within the same era, and that is Rod Stewart. Blondes Have More Fun. Now, Rod Stewart, this has Do You Think I'm Sexy on it, right? Which is the one that it's a great song. But Rod Stewart's disco era, and I know he likes to be the singer-songwriter guy, and he was the rock voice. People don't know he was a rock voice with early Jeff Beck, and he had this great rock voice. But I like, if all the Rod Stewart, I like Disco Rod the best. Now, I know he disclaims it because he looks goofy in tight pants, and that was Disco Sucks, and he avoided that. Somehow he avoided that tack, all right? But if you don't fully appreciate the Disco Rod, let's just do a little presentation here. Let's do a little Rod Stewart taste. See if we can get away. We're going to see how much we can sneak in without getting struck. So let's look at Young. How great is that? It's like, I know it's a teaser here, but I don't want to get struck. But that's great stuff, man. I mean, come on. I love the old music videos. I like performance videos. I'm just set. I know my son laughs at me, but I like to see the band. I like to see them performing. I know they're lip syncing. I know but it's the band. That's what I want to see. I like the music. I want to see them playing. So good to see a Purple Ivy. Thank you. Join me. And aren't we having fun tonight? And review, what do you call it? Replay crew, cheers to you. Get yourself, you can still drink hot chocolate on your replay. Doesn't disqualify you. So I'm putting my stake down and saying Disco Rod was the best Rod. Okay. Guilty pleasure? Maybe. But it's mine. It's my choice. Okay, so now we're going to get into some. All right, so that's Rod. We got Rod done. This one, Okay, now we're getting into the, all right, this one also has a video associated with it. Yellow, Orange, Red likes the Monkees. Never got into the Monkees. Can't say Monkees is not on my list. I understand that would be a guilty pleasure if you really were into the Monkees. Absolutely, that qualifies. But really, he lives close, fixing his lane after. Yeah, gee, come on. This is what we're here to do. Just have fun, relax. That's what I'm saying. The Association. I don't know if I know the Association. See there, boy, you might stump me on that one. I've heard of them. I don't know them. All right, this one is when I was a kid, growing up, puberty hit, and how do you not love Olivia Newton-John? Olivia Newton-John, great. First, these two greatest hits albums. This is volume 2. Loved Olivia Newton-John, and for more reasons than just her voice. Although her voice is great, and her songwriter is a guy named Farrar, and that guy was a hit maker. He knew how to write a great song. Yeah, I honestly love you. But here's the connection. We're going to watch a little video, and I got to set this video up because when I was growing up, everybody was like, she's just a studio creation. She's a pretty face, and she can't really perform. But then they had a concert video. Well, she was in Greece. Yeah, of course. Guilty pleasure, yes. Maybe I had a secret crush on her, maybe as a star or something. I don't know. Not that I never was quite that starstruck at people. It wasn't so much that. It's just that she was just beautiful in every way, right? But she was very sexy to a high school, middle school, high school boy. But I want to set up, there is a Daytona Beach connection. Okay. And this is the thing. This is obscure, deep dive, obscurity level musical knowledge that tells you that I am definitely a fan. All right. Now, when she went on tour with the Tom Scott Orchestra, which is a very professional level band, and sang this physical concert was broadcast. I think it was live in Utah, Provo, Utah, I think, where she did this performance. Was videotaped. It was a great concert, front to back, just hit. And she sang her rear end off and danced and performed and costume changes every time and just did a great job. All right. Yeah, Xanadu, love that. The bass player in the Tom Scott Orchestra was a guy named Pops Popwell. Pops Popwell played in a very kind of a jazz fusion kind of band, or maybe it was a jazzy, very contemporary jazz band called the Crusaders. And Pops Popwell is from Daytona Beach. How about that? So the bass player for Olivia Newton-John's band on the physical tour, Daytona Beach. Now we're going to see, and when I was playing, of course, I was growing up playing my bass. I don't know if I didn't have this bass at the time. I had one more like this. But looking out for good bass players, and Pops Popwell jumped out, right? And we're going to take a look at Pops Popwell. This is Pops Popwell rocking it to the song Physical during that concert. You ready? Watch this. See how much we can get away with. How about that, man? Is that smoking? That's some smoking bassland right there. He was just going off, man. That's Pops Popwell from Daytona Beach playing with Olivia Newton-John. How cool is that? Daytona Beach connections. All right. So we got that one. This one, I could have pulled a video on this, but even I have my limits about embarrassment. But we got to acknowledge the greatness that is Barry Manilow. Barry Manilow is a great, could it be magic? Somewhere in the night. So, he's always somewhere in the night. This guy was built for Las Vegas, wasn't he? Cabana, beautiful music. I write the songs. I mean, these are some great songs. And you know, if you can get over the kitschy show tune version of this, you know, and also I heard he came out of the closet. He was gay. I didn't even know. Who knew that Barry Manilow was gay? I didn't. But you know, this is the thing. Oh, everybody was such haters. Now we're so liberated, right? Come on, everybody knew Barry Manilow, Elton John, Queen. I mean, you know, I think that we had the most freedom in the 80s. I think we've been regressing ever since then. But he's great, great voice, great songwriter, kind of high kicking the whole thing. I know it's hard to believe. I know. Sorry about that. I had to break it to you, but yes. Yeah, Mandy, very good stuff. Mm. This is a nice night. Thank you for joining us. Kind of obvious. I know it's obvious, but come on. This is kind of porcelain sniping from the side. I know. Okay. Played with Bette Midler when she performed at the bathhouses. Okay. Did not know that. Yeah. Then we didn't care. I mean, it's like, do what you want. You know, you're free to do what you want. Okay. So let's see. Next one, we also have a video associated with it. And there's an association here with a previous mention. But, and in fact, I'm going to focus on the previous mention. But this album, I'm telling you, if you haven't heard this album, it's front to back great. Every song on this is great. And if you don't really appreciate Barbra Streisand, this album, Guilty, and it's Guilty Pleasures, right? I almost put this as the cover thing because this album was written by Barry Gibb for Barbra Streisand's voice. And every song on this is top notch. And the band, Steve Gadd on the drums, holy smokes. Barry Gibb. And this was, see, what happened was disco sucks and disco, everybody blew up their records. Everybody hated on disco and the Bee Gees' career was kind of over. So when that happened, they're still great songwriters. I mean, the Bee Gees had hits in the 60s and then they reformed. Then they became this huge disco thing. But they were still great songwriters and great musicians and great vocalists. And even though their style was out, what they did is they went and became songwriters for others, such as adult contemporary Streisand and Islands in the Stream, Country with Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton, written by Barry Gibb. So now I will say Barbra Streisand has got great. I like a lot of Barbra Streisand, and I'm putting this in the Streisand. That's why it's not a repeat of the Bee Gees. But I just want to fully appreciate, because Streisand, everybody knows she's got an incredible voice. My mom actually saw her on Broadway with Funny Lady when she was first hitting. So, but this album is great. So this was an album he wrote for her after the Bee Gees were kind of in hiatus after the disco era crashed. And this next song I'm going to show you is a kind of a comeback tour with Streisand. It's she's a little older, but Barry Gibb comes out. And and people think she's got that falsetto, and he's not really that great a singer. It's kind of gimmicky. It's kind of, this sort of thing. And, but now Streisand's got a powerful world-class voice. The fact that Barry Gibb's voice stands up next to Barbra Streisand's voice, to me, tells you what a great singer Barry Gibb is. Is that fair? Can I say? And if just so we can demonstrate this fact, let's see Barry Gibb performing with Barbra Streisand back in the day, singing Guilty. Okay. So here we go. If you haven't seen this, this is from, here we go. Watch this. See, right here, this bass, right? That white bass right there, 1986. That, my friends, is a Brooklyn Spectre. See right here? That is a Brooklyn Spectre right there. So same bass. And see, this is the thing. As a bass player, you notice these little details. So that's probably the same year, same model, same everything. That's what that guy's playing in that band. So you never heard that song before? You haven't heard the Guilty? This album crushes it. It is so well produced, so well written, beautiful voice. I think some of her best stuff. Woman in Love, holy cow, that is a great song. the love inside, oh my goodness, it's powerful. It brings out the emotions in me. What Kind of Fool is great. This whole album is phenomenal. So yeah, so I don't know if we can hear it. Do we need to listen to Barbra Streisand to know how great she is? I don't know. Let's see. She's great. I mean, I know she's a big lefty, but boy, I'll tell you, she's freaking amazing voice. Okay. Got that? Okay, we got that one. So Guilty Pleasure, Guilty, Barbra Streisand. Guilty album, yes. Very good. Next one also has a video. And this is a guilty, because this band is embarrassing to watch, because at the time when you're a kid and you aren't comfortable with your sexuality, and sex is kind of steamy. And by the way, has everybody pre-order Death Penalty Desires? It's now available on softcover, so pre-order that in, please. It's only $17, so it's not. This is the deal. We're rolling out the real book. I need a haircut. I know. I got a haircut. Almost done with the hot chocolate there. Not Wham, but again, another hot lead singer. Let's see, and a lot of hits. Now, there is some very strong musicianship in this band, and people didn't realize it at the time. They thought it was a gimmick band, gimmick 80s band, which maybe it was. But okay, let's see how many of you musical nerds are in my chat. All right, this is the test for you to figure out what am I holding in my hand right here. Look at that. What is this? Here's the question. Here's some factoid. The band comes out of Frank Zappa's band. Frank Zappa's band. And two of the players came, well, at least I think two, might be three players, came out of Frank Zappa's band. And the singer here sang on Joe's Garage, Frank Zappa's Joe's Garage. How's that for? Which I can't say. I've been trying to get into Zappa lately. I've been like, it's very hard to listen to Zappa, must say. Very, but anybody? Purple Ivy, you're a girl? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see the ladies here playing this game and seeing Ghazni humiliate himself with Led Zeppelin shirt. All right. Missing Persons. Missing Persons. One album wonders, pretty much. I mean, their first album was huge. And Terry Bozzio, the drummer, is a world-class drummer. He is considered one of the greats. And but his wife was a Playboy playmate, Dale Bozzio. She's tiny. She's about like 4'11", maybe 100, maybe 85 pounds, tiny thing. And she had this squeaky voice that was so cute. Okay, so we got Words. What are words for when nobody listens anymore? I love that. Destination Unknown. Life is so strange when you don't know. And then we got I Like Boys, which I love that because I'm a boy. And Mental Hopscotch, which I was thinking about playing this video, but I wanted to get you full quirkiness. Hello, I Love You is a Doors thing. Windows, great song. It Ain't None of Your Business. Walking in LA, that's a great song. Tears, Bad Streets Give, Right Now, Color and Life. Very, very good band. So let's take a little peek-see at Missing Persons, all right? If you don't know Missing Persons. All right, we all watching here? Okay, here we go. This is Words. So check out the get up she had. Do you hear me? Do you hear? I saw moving and the sound is coming out. There was a photo booth, but I am not doubt that you realize what has been said. I love it, man. Yeah, that's Dale Bosio. That squeak on her voice. That's pretty sexy. I got to tell you, as a guy, I thought that was cool. Like, I can't do that. That's definitely a female singing, right? Very chicky and very pretty girl. Great song. And the whole there's a lot of they've got a lot of good songs. That first album that they did was really knocking out of the park. So I don't know. I mean, there's some music. Oh, the guitar player has that little short guitar before the Steinberger guitars came out. Yeah, that was done by Vox. That's a one-off guitar by Vox. All kinds of deep dish trivia. But the drummer, Terry Bozzio, monster drummer, plays with everybody, has played with everybody. Sadly, they got a divorce, and Dale and Terry, and it never worked out. But um, the band, and of course, the guitar player, the one with the short little Vox guitar that he plays, ended up playing with Duran Duran. So another very well-respected professional guitar player. You never heard of that song, Tia? Well, you got to pull it up. Look up some missing persons. Just go on the top list. Mental Hopscotch, Words, Windows. That's that one you got to watch. And Destination Unknown. I would put those are probably your top ones. All right, the next one. Maybe this is all these pretty girls that I like. Maybe that's what I'm talking about when guilty pleasures, because it looks like, no, I got a couple. Okay, there's a couple coming up that are not cute females, but I'm a heterosexual kind of guy, even though Barry Manilow is on the list. I like boys, right? I like girls, right? So this is what it is. Every male of my generation fell in love with this singer. The Bangles and Susanna Hoffs. It was an all-female band, though, and this was one of the top all-female bands. A lot of times it was a gimmick, but these girls could play, and they were very good. Along with the Go-Go's, the Bangles was the other band, and this song, I think that everything that she did the lead, the girls got jealous of her because all the attention got funneled to Susanna Hoffs, who's still beautiful. Even Prince wrote some songs for them. Prince threw little love letters out to Susanna Hoffs, trying to woo her with songs. And they had a couple of their big songs, like Manic Monday was written by Prince. This song was, I think, one of their last songs they did together. It's a ballad. So let's go ahead and take a look at this song. I wonder how many copyright strikes I've gathered. I'm trying to catch it off, but here we go. So you got homework to do. So this is the Bangles' Eternal Flame. Listen to she is such a beautiful, emotional voice, and you can hear. I mean, the performance of this song is excellent. So, highly recommend that one. Beautiful song, and Bangles have a lot of great songs. In Your Room is also good, but off this album. But they have a number of good albums. I mean, it's amazing. It was a very good band, torn apart by female jealousy over their lead singer, I think. But what can you say? Her voice was so good, and that's a good little taste. I think that's one of my favorite vocal performances by Susanna Hoffs, is that song. Yeah, Prince wrote for everybody. See, Prince is just all-time greats, right? Madonna up to get sex within the kind of company. We'll talk. We're getting there. You just hang tight. I know you all want to go and run off and see the State of the Union, but we're almost done here. We've got a few more albums. You sticking with me for a little bit? Okay. Another one, and this one is ridiculous, but okay, I'll go ahead and do it. And that is Paula Abdul's first album. This album is pretty good. Now, I know this is absolutely a studio creation. She was a studio creation from the get-go. She was a cheerleader for, I think, the LA Lakers, and had a lot of connections in the music industry. And she's a real marketing person. But they put her in the front of these produced bands, produced songs, and there's a lot. These were big songs at the time. The Way That You Love Me, Knocked Out, Opposites Attract. I didn't like that one as much. State of Attraction, I Need You Forever, Your Girl. Straight Up. Oh, that's great. So this is a pretty good album. You know, it's like Gosney, the metalhead, the Shredfest, the Rush prog guy, the jazzer, the Pat Metheny fan, the yes, Paula Abdul. I'll put you on the first album. Second album's pretty not bad either, but first album is excellent, very good. It's just a combination of great songwriting. Her voice is not spectacular, but this is a good album. You know, let's see. I don't think I have a video of that one. Let's just leave it there. White Rabbit's here. Hi, White Rabbit. I added more Expert and White Rabbit references before it went to the printer, by the way. So there was a word, the rabbit. There was a rabbit word within my book, which is now available for softcover pre-order. Did I tell you that? At stevegosney.com. And there was rabbit, and I said, would it hurt this sentence by adding White Rabbit? And I said, no, it wouldn't. So I went ahead and added it in there. There's a lot of inside jokes on this one. You might in Death Penalty Desires, the book has a lot of inside references. And so if you're watching me, if you're my buddies, you'll get some of the insider references. So yeah, so the White Rabbit is mentioned not only in the acknowledgments, because you got a hardcover, right? But also within the body text of the book. And yeah, I told you the Expert has a chapter named after him. I was going to name it, so I was going to change it. And I'm like, but the Expert will appreciate the fact that he's got a chapter named after him. So that's right. I'll get you out for the State of the Union. Don't worry. I know you're chomping at the bit because you're undecided. You need to make your decisions, educate yourself as far as the vote goes. You don't know what the country's like right now. I get it. So you need to listen to our president speak to you and tell you how well everything is doing and what we're going to do. So let's just leave it there. And Wendy H., my first time supporter. Thank you, Wendy H., on the Death Penalty Desires book. Oh, my good folks. So Death Penalty Desires available for softback pre-order now. Okay, music. Thank you, FM. We have a $5 super chat. Thanks for the music appreciation class. Sean doesn't appreciate the classics, so it's fun to nerd out once in a while. I know, and I'm all over the place. I know that I could up my subscriber list by being hyper-focused and being the law guy or whatever, but let's just do whatever we want. Have fun. You never know what's going to come at you, right? So thank you. I'll put that $5 towards the sidecar of the future. FMM 2.0. Okay, now this one you might not. I have another story, a Daytona Beach connection here. Maybe I should just show the album first. And I am really, I don't know. Here we go. MC Hammer. Please, Hammer, don't hurt him. This great album. So is his second album. This is rap that I can get into, man. Now, I know everybody laughs at it. Here come the hammer. Here come the hammer, man. I love it. Can't touch this. Do, right? I mean, he's ripping off, of course, but it's okay. It's all good. Nowadays, everybody rips everything off. This is so good. Dancing Machine. This and his second album are excellent. The MC Hammer is underappreciated, and I really think they bombed him because he was a positive role model. He was a positive guy. Look at this guy. He's well dressed, very put together, hardworking, great model example. And then of course they bombed him because it's like, well, we don't want that. We want perpetual victimhood. So we got to destroy Mr. Hammer. It's sick. He's good force. He's a positive force. When I was growing up, I loved him. Now I will say, he has a song called Pray off his second album. Excellent song. He's a religious man, a good Christian man, but his finances got a little the better of him, and he would just he had such a crew and he had a posse. And he had like 80 people on tour with him that were all on the payroll. Yeah, you like the Kiss t-shirt? It's my Zeppelin t-shirt, actually. So my brother back in the day when MC Hammer came to Daytona Beach, was riding his bike down the street. He had this big, crazy, called upside down bicycle. It's a big, tall bicycle, and he's riding it. And Hammer and his posse were riding down the beach on their ATVs, and they saw my brother, and they're like, "Oh man, look at that bike!" You know, so they all got in. My brother got to talk with MC Hammer. That's a little connection. Yeah, so I really gangster rap ended his career, which is ridiculous. He's not being real. That's what they kept on saying back in the day. Like, he's not being real. Because the real experience is being in the hood and getting shot and being bad and being, that's terrible. No, it's not. You know, how about some idealism? How about some lift each other up? Who says, like, so that's the only black people are like people that are down in the gutter? I mean, come on, that's not true. That's ridiculous. That's a talk about racism. That's racism. But the media destroyed Mr. Hammer because he was such a positive man. I really think that was that turning point in our culture. I really do. I'm not happy with that. So yeah, he was a bat boy too. Did you know that? This kid, he was a hardworking guy, a role model. This guy worked his rear end off, and that's how you get ahead. He was a success. He was a great dancer, put on great shows, positive role model. Another, okay, now we're kind of getting down. Okay, I've got 4 more to go. I'm not even counting. I just pulled them. I just pulled them until I couldn't pull them. Slidey Pie, welcome. I know I'll get you out of here in time for the State of the Union. Don't worry. Hit the like. That's right. Hit the like and subscribe. And you can also support me on the Pilgrim, if you're a Ghazni Pilgrim, on the YouTube channel. Hopefully you'll get notices. I don't know how to even do that, but I appreciate the support, people. You get a little logo. Okay, this is a guilty pleasure, maybe, but I'll tell you, here's an artist I really appreciate. I think it's a great artist, and I'd say it's more adult contemporary, not rocking, not hard rocking at all. But all hail the mighty Seal. Seal is phenomenal. He's got his own style. He's got this beautiful voice, and it's almost like the music is crafted for his voice. And Seal, bring it on, man. Don't Cry, Kiss from a Rose. Powerful, very good songwriting. This is, you know, and he's got a lot of good records. Seal is a very good songwriter and beautiful, beautiful voice. And this is a guilty pleasure of just listening and appreciating the beauty of music. And it takes you, it can transcend. Crazy was your high school song. See there? Yes. And people kind of forget about Seal. Now he married, what's the supermodel? I forget. Never gonna survive unless we get a little crazy. I love it. Yeah, Seal's great. Spell his name is Seal, S-E-A-L. Seal. Yeah, just go and if you don't know any of these, if you don't know some of these folks, then look them up on YouTube and just play a couple of their top videos. See if you like them. I mean, I'm giving you, these are kind of say, yeah, Heidi Klum. That's right. He was married to Heidi Klum. Was he on Rick Beato? Really? I missed that. I know that he did a breakdown of the Kiss from a Rose. Rick Beato is a great streamer that does music streams. He had all the Police on. I love that. All right, the next one now. This one here, the ladies of the audience will love this. The ladies of the audience will love this. For a man to like this album is a little odd. But I appreciate you, ladies. See, I'm a very open guy. I have a strong feminine side. I think, actually, you know what you do is buy Death Penalty Desires, and you tell me if I understand my ladies, okay? I don't know. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. But I wrote that book for you. I wrote that book for my lady fans to give you a little titillation. Also, a big trial in it, real law, a murder mystery, and a story of dominance and submission. So, Death Penalty Desires now available for pre-order on softback, which is at stevegosney.com. Please go get it. But this is an album that generally women put on when they want to hate on us men. It's an angry, emotional woman album. You should be able to guess it just from that. Huge hit, but generally not bought by the men, generally bought by the women, I would think. All right, maybe just when they really hate their men. Alanis Morissette, Jagged Little Pill. This album, front to back, is great. All I Really Want, You Ought to Know, Perfect Hand in My Pocket, Right Through You, Forgiven, You Learn, great, Head Over Feet, Mary Jane. I got every one of these songs. This album, front to back, is great. Yeah, you got it. You got it. Okay, Zia. You see there, you got it. You know what? The angry woman. This album is the perfect expression of the angry, emotional. Actually, I always talk about my books, and we've got Robert Johnson She, and it's the story of Aphrodite and Psyche. Aphrodite and Psyche. Psyche being the woman of the home and the hearth, the warmth and the lamp and the simple, and Aphrodite, the emotional ocean, the sea of rage. Alanis Morissette is channeling Aphrodite 100% in this album. This is, when we talk about Aphrodite and She, we're talking about Alanis Morissette's Jagged Little Pill. What's up? How are you? Yeah, so no, she does not sing Black Velvet. I used to, Legal Minded. That was not Alanis Morissette. I forget. I used to play that song in my band that I was with in Daytona here. Yeah. Okay, so we're getting down to the bottom. Okay, now this is a throwback. I'm going way back. I'm going back to my disco eras, but I've got two left. Yeah, and this is, where are we having fun? Are you guys having fun? Have you pre-ordered Death Penalty Desires yet? Okay. I'm so happy that you guys came through and supported that book. And I did it completely here on this channel. I didn't go on anybody else's channel to promote my books. I go on there and I feel so bad because I'm there like, oh, Gosney's going to pitch his book again. And they bomb me and they hate on me because of that. So I'm like, I don't want to do that. If you like me, then come here and over to my channel, right? Then I don't feel so bad because you're here to see me, right? But when I'm over on Jeff's or Legal Vices or Ricada's or Andrew Branca's, it's like, here it comes, pitching his books again, right? I mean, look, I've been writing, you know how much work this is? This is a lot of work. This is my hobby. This is what I enjoy. I'm having fun. The fact that you guys came through and supported these books without having to go on anybody else's channel, you guys rock. You deserve a gold star. And I really am thankful for it. Alana, yeah, that's right. Alana Miles. There you go. White Rabbit nailed it. Very good. Very good. No, and Brandon, I know Brandon, he has a major mention. Brandon's been a big supporter, but no, it was you guys. It was people like the White Rabbit who and Wendy, who's in the chat here, who bought my $85 hardback, which you're going to really be impressed. You will not see the quality of this. If you appreciate book quality printing, it's going to be 13-point, beautiful 100-pound silk paper, 13-point text. It's going to be, so it's almost like a large text. It's a big, thick, beautifully printed book. You'll be very impressed with the quality. And you're going to get assigned a number. I'm 25. I ordered 25. Only 15 if I sold. The other 10 are for me. But you guys made it happen, and I like this model because it allows me to continue to write books. Because my wife's like, you will not lose money on these books, because we lost money on Summer Friend, sadly. But anyways, thank you guys for doing that. But now you can get your soft covers, and so those people that bought those, Yeah, I'm working. The fantasy novels are coming. I needed to get this Death Penalty Desires done first, actually going through it because there's things I want to do in the fantasy novels that I really needed to accomplish outside the fantasy content, mainly the mystery. So I'll be working on that. That's going to come. Oh yeah, they say that all the time. I'm always, oh God, they yell at me about, oh, what's you written another book, and I know it's funny, and I understand the humor, but I just love the fact that you guys have supported me to the point that those people that are thanked in the front of this book are the people that allowed me to get this out and allowed me to now offer you a soft cover for 17, which is great. Yeah, it was a bolt of inspiration, that's for sure. Okay, next one. I have a story here, and it's Casey and the Sunshine Band, disco era. So many great songs. So many great. Get down tonight. Yeah, get down tonight. Do 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 do. That's awesome, right? Shake, 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 shake your booty. This was elementary school for me. That's the way, uh-huh, uh-huh. I like it, uh-huh, uh-huh. Keep on coming, love. Oh, these are all great. So if you'll see, there's a ticket there. Look at this, House of Blues Orlando, 2001. See that? So I went and saw them at the House of Blues. KC was getting a little old, and he was doing his dance moves on the stage, and he ate it. he tripped over his feet and fell on his rear in a very unglamorous way. But he laughed, and everybody laughed. It was cool. And got up. But yeah, Casey and the Sunshine Band. Don't underestimate old Casey. Roller skating. And I actually did roller skate to Casey and the Sunshine Band back in the day. We had a roller skating. We still do have a roller skating rink. And I was never good at roller skating. I like the old Ticketmaster stubs. I saved them. See, I put them in the CDs. It tells me when exactly I went and saw them. Right now, it's a memento, and I know when and where I saw them. Yes, Danielle. I know this is. See, what's the name of the stream? Musical guilty pleasures. These are ones that in polite company, those wouldn't be my go-to. I wouldn't say, "Hey, have you heard the new Casey and the Sunshine Band?" Right? No, I wouldn't do that. Okay. Let's see, where are we here? I'm sorry. Let me catch up. Do we have any? I don't know. I just want to make sure. Thank you. Well, I'm an author. It's up to you. I'm telling you, I entertain myself when I'm reading it back. I just got done with all the edits. Everything's uploaded. I sent it to the printer today. In fact, I actually sent the cover up about 5 minutes before I signed on. The artist, the last thing to come in was the cover. Oh, I love Xanadu. Xanadu, Xanadu, yeah. Last one, and this is a guilty, and we have a video associated with this one. So if we haven't gotten demonetized, then we're gonna pray that this one doesn't get it. But let's go back to Madonna. And I picked the most embarrassing of all her albums, and that is Madonna's I'm Breathless, music inspired from the film Dick Tracy. This album's actually pretty darn good. I would say this is her last really great album. And this has got kind of this smoky jazz, and I would say she's at her peak of her star power on this one. I really like this stuff. It's kind of, she's trying to be this old school flapper girl kind of thing, but she had star power at this age and at this time. She was at her most glamorous. And I like all the Madonna stuff. I liked really everything through this album. Erotica was okay, and then after that it was over. But Madonna actually is very good, very good. Dress You Up. Love that song. When I was a kid, love that song. Dress You Up in My Love. And Dick Tracy was a bomb. And she was dating, what's his name? Whatever this guy's name. But let's get a little This is a good question. What's it feel like when I push the button? Feels like I can move forward. But the thing is I've got so many other projects that I'm like, now I got to work on this next one. So I like I like having like these copies, like these really nice hardcover copies, and like having that feels to me like permanence. I like it. Warren Beatty, right? You got it. Crazy for You, Live to Tell. She's got a lot of great songs. I mean, don't underestimate the power. I mean, now she's kind of absurd, and she's kind of lost her. There's some embarrassment level. I wish she would age gracefully, but she's still trying to be edgy, and it just doesn't work. But let's take a look at some Madonna from this Dick Tracy album. Vogue was great, yeah. So listen to her sing. Now, this is really she can actually sing. Now, listen to this. Right? See, I mean, that's kind of smoky jazz. Very sexy, very pretty, very, very nice, very old world movie star, wouldn't you say? So go back and listen to some great Madonna, like early stuff, and really all the way through that Dick Tracy album. Now, yeah, I know it's sad because she's struggling to stay something that she's not. You know, we all get older. Embrace it. I mean, think about some people that have aged well. Well, some people are just genetically gifted. Susanna Hoffs from the Bangles has aged really well. My friend Elle has aged really well. But when you're trying to be something that you were when you were 18 or 20 or 25, you just aren't. And, you can be who you are, be comfortable with who you are. And, we live one life. Read Prepare, right? Danielle talks about the life that we have and the arc of life. And you got to have some perspective that that's the life that we're given. We are given a limited life, and you're only this age that you are now once. Yeah, Tina Turner, there's a good shot. Good one. Yeah, Evita. So anyways, all right. Well, that's my top. And I think this is the most, like, if I was going to say, I like Madonna's Dick Tracy, I'm Breathless soundtrack, people would laugh at me, right? But what can I say? All right. Well, I'm gonna let's do two things. One, I'm going to give you the old. I'm going to give you the heave ho over to somebody else's channel who's streaming, but let's just do one more because I'm very excited. I'm very excited to actually get this in your hands. That's why I'm excited. So look here, we've got pre-order for soft cover book. Click here, pre-order. Look at the back. I love the back with the Miami Vice because it's a Florida thing, right? That's pretty cool. And then you've got whoops. Here's the full spread. See that? Whoops. Pretty cool. So you can go shop here. Oh, look at there. Jose Baez reading my stuff. Did you see that? With death penalty debates and ideas and answers. Yeah, so I really think you're going to like it. I don't know. I wonder how the sex stuff's going to go. I tried to moderate it and but it's really essential to the story. And I've had sex at least once. I know, and this is what Karen Cole and I were saying. Being Christian does not mean you're anti-sex. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Right? That's wrong. But people project like, well, how can you talk about sex? You're a Christian. What? What's that mean? That's so stupid. But people like to project everything that they think you are this, or they're projecting. There's so much projection in this world. Get a handle on it. Okay, so let's look around and see who all is streaming out there in the world. And oh, you know what? You could catch the State of the Union still. Let's see. Okay, we've got live. Okay, I'm gonna let the chat here. Let's go ahead and let's examine what we have. You guys help me out and you pick, okay? So here's our live choices. We got the expert, 28 watching, so we'll get expert streaming. What the Hales Conspiracy Theory live stream. We've got Jill, who was in our chat earlier. She's going over Genesis, Dinah Avenged Bible Study live stream. We've got Mighty Meat watching the State of the Union. I don't think so. Good Logic, State of the Union. That might be cool. Lawyer You Know, Crumbly Child. Boy, a lot of people are trying. Daily Wire. They don't care. They don't care about me. Shizzy watching State of the Union. Fluxing Around. Boy, a lot of people are streaming right now. What do you think? Who do you want to go in? The expert? He's doing the Hales thing. Or Good Logic. You know, I want to go over to Good Logic but he doesn't pay attention to his stream. If we go over to Good Logic, you got to really
the Union.
You've got to really shout out because he doesn't pay attention to his chat. You know that? Do you know that about Good Logic? So he's not very chat, but let's see if we can make it. Let's see if we can get him to notice us. All right. So let's go over there and you say, "Hey, Gosney Raid, pay attention to your chat." I love Joe. I want to be on with Joe again. We got to get caught up. He just had a big marriage and he's been busy. So I think it's going to be Joe tonight. We did the expert last time, so we can't. Okay, so, but you got to make a splash. All right, we go over there. Yeah, Joe only reads super chats. That's right. Okay. Thanks for showing up. That was fun. Didn't we have fun tonight? I had fun. Go order your soft cover tonight, and then it'll all be taken care of. You'll get it, and you'll be very happy. I want to hear from you. All right. Good night, and have a good weekend.